Okay then gang, so we've seen that when we have a public property, that means that we can access that property outside of the class on an instance or inside the class as well. And we saw that by setting the email outside the class of user1 equal to 3. And we didn't want that to happen because that's not really a valid email. So what we did is we stuck the private access modifier in front of the email, meaning now this property can only be accessed internally inside the class itself and not outside it. So we can't do this anymore and update it outside the class, which is good. However, it means that we can't access that property at all outside the class, even just to echo a value out to the screen. Now, it would be nice to be able to allow access to them, but in a more controlled way, so that if we want to change the email, we can't just set it to a 3, we could maybe set it to something which contains an @ symbol, or if we want to access it to output it to the screen, we can still do that. And we'll do that by using what's known as getters and setters. So getters and setters are both just going to be class methods. Now, a getter is a method that will get and return a private property for us. So it's going to find the property because it can access it inside the class itself and return it to us so that if we call that getter outside the class, we can still access that property. And a setter is a method that is going to set or change a private property for us. So I've already created these two comments right here, and we're going to create a getter function and a setter function for our class, and it's going to be for this email property. So first of all, let's say public, because we want this to be public. It's a function, and then we'll call this get email. So this is going to get our email property, and inside all we're going to do is return this and then the email property on that instance. So that's fine because we can access this email inside the class. So if we call this function now outside the class, it should return this email to us. So let me now come down here and I'm going to say, instead of this, let me get rid of that. I'm going to say echo, and it's user1, or it could be user2, and then we'll use the method get email like so. And we need to spell echo correctly, like that. And I'm also in fact going to tag on a BR tag like so, because under that I'm going to also say echo and then user2, and we want the email property, or rather we need to say get email to use the getter to get us that email as well. Okay, so let me save this now and refresh over here. And now we can see we get both of those emails back. So even though we can't directly access the property, we can still access this public method, which returns us that property. So that is a getter. It can get us a private property. So a setter can set that. It can update that property, because at the minute we can't do that. We can't access a private property to update it outside of the class itself. So now let's create another function, public function, and it's called set email. And inside this function, we want to update the email, but we don't just want to update it to anything. We want to update it to whatever the user passes into this email, and we also want to validate that. We want to check it's got an @ symbol in it, just to say, look, yeah, this looks like an email, therefore we'll update it. So first of all, let's take in a parameter. We're going to take in something called username, but it can be called what you want. I'm calling it username because at the end of the day, or rather no, we don't want to call it username, we're checking the email. So let's take in the email. Okay, and it's going to update this property. So let us now do a little check inside here. We'll say if this email right here contains an @ symbol, then we'll update it. So to do that, we'll use a PHP function called string position, or strpos, and this checks the position of a certain character in a string. Now the first argument here is the string we want to check, and that is going to be the email we pass in right here. So when we call this function in the future, we're going to pass in a new email string, and we're going to check that email string. The second parameter, or the second argument rather, is going to be the character we want to see is in that string. So that is going to be an @ symbol. Now, if this right here is in that string, then it's going to return an integer from 0 to whatever position it's in that string. If it's not in that string, then it's going to be -1. So I'm going to say is greater than -1. So if this position is greater than -1, it means that this is inside the string somewhere. And therefore what we can do is say, okay, well, I'll tell you what, it looks like an email. So therefore I'm going to grab the email property inside the class, because we can do that, and set it equal to whatever email you bring in. So if we wanted to update the email now, we could say something down here like, user1, and then we're going to say set email, and we're going to set this to Yoshi at thenetninja.co.uk. Okay, so since this contains an @ symbol, when we pass this value through into this function, it's going to check that string for the @ symbol. It's going to find out that it does contain that @ symbol, therefore it's going to be greater the position of that in the string, the -1, and we should see this change. So when we go to get it down here, user1, we should see that this is now Yoshi at thenetninja.co.uk. So let me refresh, and we see now it's changed. But if we take this out now, then this would no longer pass, right? This position would not be greater than -1 because it's not in the string. Therefore, we do not update the property. So if I save it now and refresh, then it doesn't change. And I just noticed this right here, which made me giggle inside. Childish, I know. But anyway, now we're controlling the way that we're updating this property right here, the email. Okay, so no longer can we just say something like this, it's equal to 3. Now we're doing a little check to make sure that we can update that email. And that is the benefit of using a setter instead of just allowing your properties to be public.